and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike.
Amber.
No.
I make a motion to approve the agenda, the minutes of the December 17th, 2024 meeting, and there are no liquor license at this time.
We'll second that motion.
With the stipulation that number 9 has been canceled.
I'm sorry.
No, I didn't tell you that, I'm sorry. We'll do that at a later date.
Okay.
Got a motion made and seconded to approve the agenda minutes as presented. I hope everyone's read them. Is there any other discussion, comments? Hearing none. Just roll call.
Got it. Very
Okay,
good.
good. I just read all this.
Hey,
It's Friday, so just do it.
So we'll do roll call.
So you got a really lot of great stuff.
Benton,
Yes.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Crouch.
Public comments taken at this time or when subject becomes available to be addressed. I had a couple minor meetings last week. One of them was a safety meeting with the engineers department on the roads. I found it very interesting and learning experience of how they try and take care of each other and how the public can be real. I can't use the terminology. But it's amazing what those boys have to do or gentlemen have to do to be safe on the roads. What they put up, what people ignore, comments they get. One guy sat in the back of the room, he says, we learn something new every day out there about ourselves. He says, first of all, we are the stupidest people that, God ever put on this earth. And why would you do a job like this anyway? I see nothing wrong with it. He says, there's comments that you just shake your head out and say, yes, ma'am, but you keep moving here, traffic's backing up, and then they get rowdy about that. So he says, I'm learning you cannot please the public. But then another one I had was a meeting with the Board of Health. Not much has changed there. They're still battling, working on things. So what's going to materialize out of it, I guess time will tell. That's all I have.
Richard, that's probably why when I stopped my road grader and it was a hot, hot day and I gave him a bottle of water with a crystal, like he thought I was gonna rip his head off. It's just so sad because they're used to that. Nobody thanks them. So we're grateful we got it.
All right, as you know, attention meeting, we set our annual budget for next year. Once we get those out, I'll get you those numbers, Amber.
And I had a Zoom area of region, which I'm president of, and we are getting ready for our February conference. And also I had a Golden Hills meeting, another bittersweet type of thing, so it was all good.
Okay, Jacob, consideration and formal action on H12 rehabilitation plans.
All right, we have the final plans. They actually have been uploaded to the DOT, so we're on track for March 18th, 2025 letting. But we just need to get signatures on the front cover page. This was designed by Oltec. On H12, we have on the concrete there, the rubblization with the 6-inch asphalt overlay, and on just the asphalt portion would be milling 5 inches and putting down 6-inch asphalt back.
Wonderful.
Our main project limits are going to be, we have it split up here. You can kind of see on the map. Basically, we're going to accept bids for this much, and if we don't have enough in our FM account, then we're going to do the main bid, which is for this much. So it'll be coming up out of Henderson and then going east to 59. And then we also have from M16 to 370th over to 380th. Is kind of that's our main project that we are going to do.
That needs fixed.
360 to it.
370th over to 380th. The first mile on Brothers east of M16 is pretty rough. Then it gets decent for about a mile and a half.
We've done some patching in the past.
Yeah, so the main project is gonna be do that mile leg and then do from Henderson over to 59. If the bids come in and our numbers are looking good, our FM account, then we're gonna do from M16 all the way to the county line, so beyond Highway 59. And still do that in Henderson. So no matter what, we'll still do that leg going into Henderson, so if we're right there, we might as well, we'll do a 3-inch asphalt overlay on that part.
I'd make a motion to approve the plans for 12 rehabilitation.
Second. Started in March. Is that what you're hoping for?
No, that's the letting, so typically 2 months after that for the soonest.
Okay.
So it'll probably be this summer.
We have a motion made and seconded to accept the H12 rehabilitation plans. Is there any more discussion? None?
It's entirely out of the FM account.
Any further discussion, we'll have roll call.
Benton,
Yes.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Crouch.
More, right?
Yep.
Next, we have consideration, formal action to sign final voucher for project 115.
All right, went through that earlier in the safety meeting, but this is just kind of the nature of some of these projects, of how long they take to close out. So this is Paddock Ave, bridge replacement. As you guys know, that has been completed for a long time now. The project was let in 2022, but we're finally getting ready to close out, do all the final documents. So want to make final payment to them, release the retainage that was kept throughout the project for a total of $18,589.82. All of this money is coming from our farm to market account, but for the final voucher, we need board signature on it.
Who's that to again?
Dixon Construction.
I make a motion to approve $18,589.82 to Dixon Construction, is that their full name, for the Paddock Avenue Bridge replacement project.
Second that?
The motion made and seconded to approve the final voucher for project 115 that was, let in 2022, right?
Yeah. You want
And,
the full project number?
sorry, what you got on this end here. Good. An amount of $18,589.82 to be paid to Dixon Construction for the Paddock Bridge. Any other discussion? Not to have roll call.
Mayberry,
Yes.
Benton,
Yes.
Crouch.
Yes.
You can just sign at the bottom.
Make sure this isn't with that point there.
Apparently you haven't done much Christmas shopping if you don't know what to do.
I've done mine a long time ago.
Oh, get out of here.
just got it set in an envelope, you know, and I put my return address on it.
I was at Hy-Vee at 9 o'clock last night.
Okay,
All right, general discussion, we just had our Christmas party today, maybe you want to come down, with the Cave Creek Brewery call we went to, so 11:30. It was interesting, I showed the guys, I put the number together on December 12th, but our work order system, so anytime someone calls in, we got washboards on the road, new trees trimmed, we put it in our online work order system, so when it was submitted, then we can update it as we go. And so we can look back in the year, and so in the year, we had 335 work orders that we processed and 303 completed. So
Wow.
kudos to the guys,
Yes.
doing all that, and the 35 that were not completed. Yeah, there's the 30 or some that was not completed. Most of those, almost all of them, are either one, the project isn't marked completed because they have to do final seeding, which will take place in the spring, or they're brush cutting, which we're now getting to. So if they come in fall, whatever, it's, okay, once we shift in brush cutting gear, we're going to get that. So those will probably be completed in the next month or two. So.
Fantastic. Those guys gotta be proud.
And that's all in addition to the beta tasks, and then I had on slides just all of the projects we did complete this year, so like, we really
Good.
were rocking and rolling and got a lot done, so.
And they all work well together and,
I wouldn't say that. We
Okay,
always have
okay.
some tension, but for the most part, at least the crews that they actually work on. Sometimes crew, there's a little bit of tension, but
uh-huh,
that's normal.
right,
That's just
okay.
those competitions
That's
are
a
the
good
right?
yeah, I hadn't asked, didn't notice, or hadn't been around them, had two people, call me, left a number, that's it. They was claiming that there was small piles of sand dropped on the road instead of being spread.
Oh,
And
darn
we
it.
changed our spreading system.
Just when they stop at stop signs.
No,
No, this is in the roadway itself. I have no idea why it's doing it, but they thought that it was quite a traffic hazard, that there was no piles of sand every so often to drive over.
I think some of the newer guys, we have been there, and with that storm, we put down extra material because it was so slick, and so now we're seeing the results of it. But there was some big piles where
Well, I've seen them at intersections and things, and that's,
sometimes when they charge their box, it'll come over the top and dump. So yeah, that was, if you see a video on our Facebook, that's what that
some of
was.
the new state trucks are using I call it a funnel drop. They auger it out, it falls on a funnel, and the
Mhm.
vibration's supposed to keep the funnel down here, the fan system, or whatever they call it, is supposed to keep the sand and rock falling off of it.
Mhm.
They have the same problem with it, because if they get their mix too wet,
Yeah, we haven't changed anything, we still have the same standards.
Okay.
But a lot of it does come to the operators too, that's charging the box and
Danny, they're doing this in. Wow.
but if there's any like large piles, let us know and we'll
Yeah.
go strip them off.
no, I'm not complaining, they said, well, we're really not complaining, we was glad that they sanded and stuff, but we'd like to have the road like it was.
Yeah.
So,
Anything else?
oh, Mr. Jacob, you have a nice Christmas and enjoy.
Same to you all?
Let's see, does he need to come in Friday? Does you want to come see us?
Are you
We're done
having
with
deer
you.
steaks for the big holidays?
I'll probably cook some tonight for myself,
Okay,
but
it's all about me.
yeah.
Children will nestle
Just
together.
me and the older one.
You don't have any special orders or anything like that?
That all really good for the most part.
We do like kind of a wild game feed in August, September. Usually have demand for that, they're like the cheeseburger.
My granddaughter put it in her order, she said, potato soup. You gotta make potato soup, okay. I'll make
Richard,
it.
that's unusual. Usually little ones like chicken noodle.
That's popping potatoes.
Okay, well,
Fine with me.
fine with me.
We used to have to make 3. Now down to 1, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Thank you, Larry.
Christmas, Jake. Thank you. See you later.
Sheriff Schultz.
Yes, sir. It's a great question. I don't have an answer for you on that.
Okay.
Well, I'll ask these guys.
Either way, you'll give me a call.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. It's not till mid-January.
Okay.
Do you
Sorry.
wanna, your chairs, do you want?
Nope, I was in. The vest makes it a little easier. I don't have stuff on both sides.
Oh, okay, okay. Just looking out for the Sharon.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think I just had the one thing, right? See, I'm getting better at this.
You are
I'll
getting
get it figured
good.
out.
You're on it.
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing I've got formally, it's just after through the application process, Civil Service Board met, they interviewed just the one deputy Rippinger, would like to promote him to that deputy investigator position. We had originally suggested to the union that the rate be a little higher. They came back and said, no, 3,300 is enough. So that's, we built that into our budget for the year. We've been talking about this since midsummer. But it'll take his total salary up to the 71,457.
So, back me up. Is Rippinger a deputy?
He is, yep. So basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna give him some extra assigned duties.
Okay. Does he have to go to
those-
schooling? Does he have
He
to?
does not. Actually, we're giving him a little extra pay for the work that he's been doing already. When he came over from Ankeny.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It was actually-
What's that?
I think it was actually.
Sorry, I'm learning everybody where they were at ahead of time, Ottoman County, Ankeny, all ADA words. But he was a detective in Ankeny for quite a while, and then he actually went to the Iowa Insurance Investigator Division for a while.
Oh.
And then he came over here to us, he got a tremendous amount of experience. He does great investigation, writes really good reports. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to take the bigger cases that we have, assign them to him, and then let him do all follow-ups, do the investigate the interviews, and meet with the county attorney, the U.S. attorney in both cases of that. He's got a good standing in court, so we think he's the guy that can run the investigative side of all of our big investigations. So that's what we're doing here, is just gonna give him a little bit, a title, a little raise, and then give him a little bit of flexibility on the schedule, depending on how many guys have working, so that he can do those investigations at times that he can meet with people. If he's scheduled from 3 to 11, but somebody can only meet with him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we're gonna give him that flexibility, kind of 1 o'clock in the afternoon. That type of stuff. So, just a little extra stuff for him.
I make the motion to approve the motion for
Deputy Rick.
Deputy Whitaker.
And I second that. At $71,457. What's he making now?
$300 raise.
Yep, so it's 68 and change.
Motion made and seconded for the approval of investigator promotion, Deputy Rippinger, right?
Yep, Ripper.
He's went through all the process of making this possible. His salary will be $71,457. Any other questions, concerns?
And that's a union contract.
Yep, that's all covered in the union contract.
Roll call.
Crouch,
Yes.
Benton,
Yes.
Mayberry.
Yes.
And side note, I went over to Henderson Friday morning, met with the mayor and the city clerk, just to kind of get my face and name out there a little bit. We had a 45-minute meeting, it was a great meeting. I was talking to Jacob about it for a second. I'm gonna try, because they said they don't get to see us enough, I'm gonna try and go over there monthly, just go to the city hall. I told them I'd bring donuts if they bring people. They provide the coffee, so we're gonna go over there on January 22nd at 9 a.m. If any of you guys are available, you're more than welcome to come. They would like to talk to Jacob. And I would imagine, knowing that they're gonna work on the roads and stuff like that, it'd be a good time for him to come over and meet with you. They're excited about having that work done, I think. They will be. But otherwise, it was just a, kind of, like I said, it was a meet and greet for me, because I met the mayor at the EMA and the 911 meeting, but I've never had a chance to when I was out campaigning. I did a little bit over there. They don't know me. I didn't know them. So
It's always interesting, every time I've been there, the mayor has always called the sheriff for backup.
it sounds like they've done that on a regular basis, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think they've got a couple of residents who they've sent some death threats to their clerk. That type of thing. So I left Henderson. I went to Hastings. Ryan came, mayor in Hastings.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was a good conversation with Ryan. I've known Ryan for a lot of years. He worked for Attention at Council Bluffs, and I'm still working the road. So I had a chance to sit and talk.
So Jenny Davis and I would hit Wednesday morning, and it was a women's chat session. Is that what you have gone?
Yes, that's
And it's
20.
a great women's group.
Yeah, that's the 22nd is the women's group.
They're a great bunch.
Yeah. I just, it was kind of I guess it's one of the things that I wanted to do throughout, was trying to get to the city council meetings and stuff like that. I know
Yes.
usually the only time the sheriff's office show up is when they requested us or had problems, so I'd like to get to those.
And did you know that they've had fundraising for this wonderful playground?
No, I just did some
Equipment?
playground.
It's amazing.
So no,
Done a lot of fundraising.
yeah, it was very nice. Like I said, I thought it was a very good conversation. We just had it was 45 minutes and I
They
found,
have one of the biggest mountain oyster feeds coming up in March.
I've heard of such. Yeah,
A big one.
yeah, I've heard the testing festival. So yes, I intend to make that, in case you're not doing
I'll
it.
go with you.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, no, I'm anxious. I haven't had those since I was a kid. I remember I was part of the process all the way through to the accepted cooking. So.
No, they have a large crowd. I mean, there's people there from Missouri.
Yeah.
Unbelievable how far they'll drive to maybe stand in the cold for a half hour, 45 minutes.
And that's what
Go
I
into a
told them,
smoky building that you can't see you to be
and that's what I told them to get a hold of the chief, because they will help them advertise. And they don't think about all together. And they would say, oh, they would do that for us? So, yeah. It would be great.
That's, you know what, I need to look that up, because I remember looking at it last year, and it said last year's date's not this year, so I jumped on Facebook quick. I think they have it on the Facebook page.
On Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't know when that festival is. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Thank you.
sir.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Be
to all.
safe.
I'm gonna move back over by the owl
Okay.
to distract it.
Are you Shane?
I am, yes, sir.
Sure.
Morning, guys.
How are you?
Morning.
Good, how are you guys doing?
Good.
So, as mentioned, I'm Shane, Globe Life Family. What's that?
Take one for her.
Oh,
Here, you need one. Thank you.
Been a long time resident of Glenwood. I sell supplemental coverage, cancer policies, accident policies, heart attack and stroke. I'm a policy holder myself with Globe Life Family Heritage. We protect families in their biggest time of need. I understand that you guys do have some supplemental coverage, I believe, right? Do you know what company it's with?
Is it through Voya? Is that what he's saying? What is?
It is. It is. I
We-
just signed up for it.
We do something that's a little bit different. I work with businesses and individuals, sort of. Sort of in that I meet with employees, but all of our plans are with individuals. We don't typically do payroll deduction. It's a possibility, but it's usually a lot easier if we don't. We usually deduct money directly from the person's checking account. It allows it to stay a lot cleaner, as the policies stay with them. If they change departments, change jobs, they still have a policy. So we have no paperwork for claims or for sign up. everything is done individually. From a customer service standpoint, I meet with people individually. If they have questions, I'm happy to answer them. We do have a live call center. You know, I basically come in and present, talk to people. Pricing is all kind of dependent on a person's situation. We have single plans, family plans, single parent plans. Probably the most unique thing about our policies is we have what's called a return of premium. So after 25 years, we refund 100% of the investment back to the people, minus any claims. So they have the possibility of having protection if they need it. And if they don't, their money is secured and comes back to them. So we've had, I do work with the fire department here in town. I'm going to be working with the school system next fall to be in there. We've been with them in the past. Our person that was there has retired. And so I'm kind of moving into some of those roles. Work with several communities and businesses and government agencies. Happy to answer any questions that you might have about it. I don't know that it really conflicts with anything that you do, or that you wouldn't be able to keep doing what you're doing. All I'm asking for is just to be able to get in front of employees and share what we have.
What we've done in the past is we've let or offered that you go to each department head or whichever, and if they were, you had someone interested, then meet with them at a certain time.
Yeah.
This is not through the county.
Correct, yeah, that would be perfect, actually.
Yeah.
That's all I'm looking
It's
for.
more online, it's actually better. And
Sure. And I think it offers a better benefit to you guys too, if they really know what they're looking at.
Sure, yeah.
You know.
Excellent.
How is Globe Life, how does that stand with other life insurance policies? Is it an old company? Is this-
Yes, so Globe Life was founded in 1900.
Okay,
We have over 13 million policyholders. The Texas Rangers play in Globe Life Stadium. Just within the last month, we became the official life insurance of the LA Lakers basketball team.
so does that mean you get free tickets?
I haven't got it yet, but hopefully soon. My agency is based out of Lincoln, Rogers Agency, but I do kind of cover Northwest Missouri and Southwest Iowa personally. It's been around a long time. I'm a policyholder myself. We work with schools a lot, and that's when I originally got my policy when I was teaching high school in Council Bluffs. So I've been a policyholder for a long time. Many of you know the Miller family, Bill Miller, basketball coach at Louis Central. We've currently paid his family out over $88,000 for their son that's gone through cancer. And he kind of gave a big testimonial last week at our annual meeting. You know, it allowed his wife to take a year and a half off work to basically the hospital with her son and not have to worry about finances when they were going through these things. So, you know, I definitely think it's definitely a great problem.
Mhm.
It can be a great benefit.
Yeah, if you want to get hooked up with some of the department heads, I would have no problem with you feeding them.
It has to be on their own time, right? You can't meet with employees on county.
That's how we
I
done
think
in the
that's
past.
how we've done in the past. That'd be the only,
A lot of times we'll go and maybe just do like a 5-minute and do an information card. Would that be something that'd be permissible? Like I've got I can show you something here. That's here. So a lot of times we'll just go in and talk maybe 5 minutes to the whole staff, kind of bring a breakfast or something like that. And I just follow up with them on their own time. How's that now?
as far as I know, you might check with our HR person on what time you can use. Okay?
Yeah. Who would that person be?
Going
Oh, okay.
in the office in there.
Perfect.
I just want to keep you and us out of trouble.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
That's why I'm here. I just want to do it the right way. And
Maybe 5 minutes before clock time
I'd
sets
be
in or
fine
whatever.
with that too, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds like a good deal.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your
Thanks,
time.
Shane.
Still in here, Lonnie.
I saw that. That's why I was looking up.
You're not gonna get your 25-year return
I don't
back.
think so.
Now, in that case, your beneficiary would receive something if you were to pass away. So money is still not lost. And just those that care about you.
See,
If I
Richard,
could collect my insurance, I wouldn't be sitting here, I can tell you that.
I'm still looking for the car insurance that pays me back for the accidents I don't have. But when I find it, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, this insurance stuff, it is, my farm insurance, I carried all the vehicles and stuff on, went from 11.5 to 17.6 in 1 month. And I called them, and they said, well, you're coming up for renewal, maybe you can change some things.
Yeah, but that.
Change some things?
They just
No,
want you to
it's-
have less coverage then.
And there were some people into a meeting last week, they had actually gotten cancellation from the insurance company on their houses and their cars.
Mine just got raised $1,000.
1,000,
Couple thousand.
couple thousand.
That's unreal.
Unreal. Okay, we're skipping number 9. Consider formal action on county contribution to West Central Community Action using remaining ARPA funds in the amount of $4,609.12. Is that all ARPA money?
I will receive it.
Yeah, except for the other 100,000 that we'll talk about in a little bit.
I make the motion to approve the ARPA funds in the amount of 460912 to West Central.
I definitely will second that.
And a motion made and seconded. Thank you, sir, very much.
Sure,
Appreciate it.
yes, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. It's kind of nice to see how this all works.
Well, come back,
I might,
okay?
I might do that. Thank you. See you. Me too.
The motion made and seconded to approve $4,609.12 West Central Community Action, using the remaining of ARPA funds. That takes us to a zero balance, correct? I think that was. Is there any further discussion, questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry,
You're fine.
no, roll call.
No. Wait, Alyssa put together, she's supposed to call on all of it, so.
Okay.
So good.
Any consideration of recorder vacancy, I think you guys all get a note from
Yeah.
Mike,
Yep,
February 9th and March 12th, the dates that we can approve
That's when you have to apply, prior to those dates.
prior to those dates.
Yeah.
those are the deadlines.
Hopefully, by then, we'll know if some people want to go to an election or not, right?
Yeah, so what we need to do is, we need to advertise. Well, you guys need to pick a date that you want to do the appointments. You can do them on the same day, I think. You advertise, and then if they get a petition, they have up to 2 weeks, I think, after the appointment to do.
How long?
Up to 2 weeks.
2 weeks, 14 days?
Yeah. Yes, that's what HR said. So, we just need to pick a date when you guys want to fill that appointment, then we can start advertising the opening and have people apply.
Okay, when we, for the elections and stuff, do we have to have one specifically for both? I mean, we do them both at a time.
I'm double checking to see if we can do the postings together. If not, we'll have to do separate postings, but
Posting that the election could be the same, or
We
voting.
wouldn't have an election unless.
yeah, unless they got called for, but then, yeah, I think if you had a special election, then you would automatically have to do for both, because, you do, that person's appointed until the next election, and at a special election, called to price for $400. I think if you do the appointment on or about the same day, that 2-week window stays about the same. And that way, if people want to do it, then we're not like, okay, we point now, and then a week later we point, and then we do.
We don't have 2 elections.
So try to think about, I guess, when we want to do, if we want to do that, like, the last week in January, you give us a little bit of leeway and get some stuff in paper.
Well, February 9th comes rolling around pretty fast.
I would say, could we set something,
So-
get something in the paper that we as the board would like to make it, say, January 28th for appointment, is that what we
As
state?
long as we can keep them close,
Yep.
if not
Well,
the same day.
Can
Same
we
day
do
would
a
be
vote on
best.
that date, Lonnie?
That would be best.
Better than a special election. I'm not for that.
No, she's back.
Sorry, I did something to my back, so I'm not working. So this gentleman said that you gave him permission to talk to our employees. Well, we can't do that. We, first of all, it's a policy, we don't give access to our employees during work time, and also we have an exclusive agreement with Isaac and Assured Partners, and they carry the supplemental life, they carry all the supplemental, so we don't give access. We're not a commercial where we allow organizations to come in. We don't give our database to commercial companies to serve as a marketer. Does that make sense?
Got it.
And we offer all these services. You've signed, unless you're gonna cancel that agreement with Isaac and Assured Partners to allow him to come in and offer it, it would be through an email. We don't allow, and he doesn't. So he said you gave him permission.
Just sounded like conflicting, like a conflicting information.
So he didn't believe me, so would you tell him that you agree with what I'm saying and he is not gonna meet with our
If we've
employees?
signed an agreement with Isaac
And Assured Partners.
and Assured Partners, and yeah,
If people would contact him, or if he would contact them on a separate basis on the street, or, you know, he got somebody that he knows in the county, he can do that, right? Without any problem?
That's through him. We don't serve our,
Like, we don't do anything.
we don't create our employee list as a database for marketers to sell anything. And so that is what he's asking us
Oh, I
to
wasn't
do.
asking for it, I was just asking you to meet with the employees to share my information. My policies are
We
all
don't.
for individual, not.
We can't let any individual employees.
That is in selling our information
Through the county time.
it's not through county time, but also we don't give our information out to use as a marketing tool to sell products. You don't want to know that you work for Mills County, so then you're going to get inundated with offers because we've sold our database. And we don't offer anything else through our payroll because we have a,
Yeah, we knew it would come through payroll.
I guess that's your payroll.
Yeah. I know when Jackie, Yates came and did some, I was not that, but
Yeah, he was in here.
I don't know, so that's
number
it.
one,
What was that?
it wasn't during county time. We did not give her a database or anything, but she could still solicit 200 because some of our employees are still using it.
Ryan can come and explain it. Ryan, who was here, could explain the inclusive thing we have because they do offer all the supplemental stuff through them. So, yeah, so they told me, no, we don't allow other individuals to come and speak to our employees.
well, I can email Ryan and get a clarification.
Yeah,
Yes.
Send out.
So I
Stay in
did,
touch with her.
so I did.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So it's just-
No, No, there's no, we don't do that.
Okay, because all of our stuff is with individuals, and I'm not asking for that, but it's your doing that. So,
Okay,
yes, well,
sorry.
that's all right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So yeah, we've had this problem before and I reached out to him again and Ryan's supposed to get back, but we don't,
I don't understand that.
If they have the contact.
But also, you don't want, because you work at Mills County, to all of a sudden, if he wants to go out and hit the street and go out and meet people, and that's great, but we're not going to be the conduit to bring in solicitation. Is that the proper word? No, he doesn't get that, but he's been by here a few times. I told him he needs to go to, you know what I told him? I said, you need to go to ISAC at the big thing where they have all the insurance people out there
Yes.
and get into their pool of people if you want to. That's what I tell them, go through, because we go through whoever because they get a better discount, because we're part of that county group. But he didn't want to give up, but we're not going to, I wouldn't want you to say, give them my information, or to even give the sheriff's office.
We weren't asking you to give you.
That's what he was asking for. He wanted permission to go to the sheriff's office and bring donuts before they started to be on our facility. And we don't offer that. I mean, he did put out mass flyers and everybody's filled with post office box. But-
Okay, all right, thanks, Jolene.
Okay, further reading some of this, if you can help me out, Emily. It says the public has 14 days from the publication of notice of appointment.
Or 14 days after the appointment.
Right.
Yep.
So, I'm reading this right, I'm just paying attention. Say we use 20 days
Mhm.
to do this, so do they have it 14 days before, or 14 days after?
Both.
Both.
Yep.
They can bring it to us.
Mhm. Yep.
And
They can bring a petition, and we can get that number of how many people they would need. They can have it.
and it's done off of what the last election.
I think it's like 10% of the last election.
That's all. Over 1,000.
So you want me to push forward, like, fill the vacancy for both of those on the 28th
Yeah.
at our regular meeting?
Yes.
Better than the special election.
So I don't need a motion then,
People can still call for that one.
I'll need a motion to fill the reported vacancy by appointment when I get back.
Yep.
Unless we get it, or not.
Do you have any idea what it would cost?
For special election?
Yeah.
No. I know at the citywide budget, I always budgeted like 5,000. I don't know countywide what that looks like,
Katie always says it's about 15,000.
probably for a big one.
So. you never-
I would call Page County.
You go
When they're
right
done.
ahead.
Do they have to go on that?
Oh, I can't remember her name. They appointed somebody and then they decided, they got enough signatures to have a.
It didn't take them all.
No, they
No,
got the
it
honor.
was almost right away.
So it proves to you, if they don't like you, they can get you booted out. Well, I'll make a motion to, how do I want to say this? Do we want to set the date now?
No, we'll do that. I'll just start working on that. I just need to know a date so I can work on my.
Okay, all right. Do I make a motion for action regarding the recorder's vacancy?
Fill by appointment.
Yes.
Which was what?
Get it in the paper.
To fill the recorder vacancy by appointment.
Second that.
Did we do this for the,
Get it?
Jill's?
Yep.
Okay. Motion made and seconded to set a date for formal action regarding recorder vacancy. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Next on the agenda, discussion of Golden Hills. Carol, you want to fill us in a little bit on this, being your on this?
So I have been on this board for 8 years, and it came to a vote last week that they're not going to change their bylaws. So with that, it has been that the supervisor can then nominate for me to stay on the board, as they have voted for me to stay on. Richard, do you want to read the letter that Chair Steve Byer wrote?
This is a letter from Steve Byers. He's a board chair in Cass County.
Yes.
It has been my honor and privilege to serve with Carol Vinton on the Golden Hills Board for the past 8 years. She has been an enthusiastic member with high-level involvement and commitment. She has great ideas and follows through with effective action. 2 years ago, Golden Hills lost longtime Executive Director Michelle Franks to the Iowa West Foundation. It was a good career advancement to Ms. Franks. Since then, Golden Hills has tried to utilize 3 of our program directors in leadership roles with unsatisfactory results. We did promise that promote one staff member to the executive director position, but after less than a year, she resigned. We have been operating with an interim director since the start of the summer, and had selected permanent executive director who will be able to serve full-time beginning January 27th, 2025. In addition to these changes at the top, we have also had a couple of changes and resignations for the board of directors. My point is this: as chairman of the Golden Hills Board of Directors, I would really appreciate it the Mills County Board of Supervisors would see fit to reappoint Carol Vinton as the Mills County representative on the Golden Hills Board. Our bylaws permit a non-supervisor to represent the Board of Supervisors. You can expect her to give you valuable updates and other reports on the projects undertaken by Golden Hills. During this recent time of turnover, both on the staff and the board of Golden Hills, I could truly use Carol's experience and insight as we move through the period of transition. Thanks for your consideration of my request. Respectfully, Steve Byers, Chairman, Golden Hills RC&D.
As Steve said, we have been with numerous meetings, and we're getting onto the right track. We've got a wonderful CEO now hired. It's just getting all of the, getting her rules and regulations all down to that.
So their bylaws say that you can be appointed by the supervisors,
The bylaw states that the 21 to be on the board,
21 to be on the board.
and they're not going to change it.
Okay. And they voted not to change that.
Correct.
Was there any dissension on that vote? Or was it unanimous?
Unanimous.
Okay.
We've been through so much, they said, oh, they're not even going to start that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Why are the bylaws 21? Does it go back to the fact that voting age used to be 21, or what? What does it go back to? What's the legal reasoning behind them having 21 as their bylaw?
Probably great leadership back then.
Great leadership back then. I'll say for myself, since this would be a matter that comes to the board come January 2nd, that after speaking, there are many, many, many members of this courthouse, as well as around the county, that are employed, that I'm gonna be honest with you, Carol, do not want you appointed to any county board or an affiliate of a county. And the reason being is because you did lose the election, and for that reason, it's their belief that you should no longer represent Mills County in any regard. I think that's a fair assessment. I would go along with that agreement. I would also go along with, after meeting with the county attorney, that come January 2nd, when we appoint whomever we appoint, the county attorney states that if Golden Hills does not accept our appointment, then we should reevaluate our relationship with Golden Hills. So I'll call Lisa Fox and I'll explain that myself. But the voters voted, Carol, and they decided who they wanted to serve and who to represent Mills County. And it doesn't matter if it's on the Mills County Board of Supervisors, if it's on a county board such as planning and zoning, if it's on anything to that regard. But, you know, as a county, we have a right, Lonnie, Richard, and I, come January 2nd, to decide who we want to serve on these boards. And that should be respected by the organizations themselves. And if it's not, that's fine. But, you know, I know a lot of people believe, and the county attorney and John can come up and echo what I'm saying too, because he sat in on that meeting with me and her, that if they do not accept whomever we appoint, whomever, whether it be you, Lonnie, Richard, or myself, and I'm not going to vote to appoint you, to be honest with you, whomever we appoint, they should be respected, and they have to understand that it is our legal right to make that appointment. Otherwise, our relationship needs to be reevaluated with these organizations, whomever it is. Doesn't matter if it's Golden Hills, doesn't matter if it's Matla. So I'm just going to give you that heads up, and I can call Steve myself. But that's where I sit. That's where a lot of employees sit. That's where the county attorney sits.
Thank you for your input.
No problem.
After hearing Mr. Sayers' comments and things, I have a problem with when a board calls and asks us who they would like, why they want them. And you're coming in and telling us that Mills County does not want this person to serve in any position anywhere. So do we open this up for an appointment at large?
What do you mean?
Means you cannot serve legally as you're only 18 years of age?
Yeah, and you know, I mean, the problem is, and I talked, who's the attorney for ISAC? What's her name?
Christie?
Christie, you know, and after talking to Christie, once all this stuff was originally happened, and she gave, obviously it made sense that it was either, usually the voting age was 21, and that's why these boards were set up that way. Because leadership, if we want to just say it out, we've had young leaders for centuries in this country. I mean, many of our founding fathers were the same age as me right now. So it's not a matter of leadership, it's probably about the voting age. But she said, whether it be because they were 21 or whether it be a legal reasoning such as, obviously, I don't think I should be appointed to a gambling association or a alcohol association, anything like that. I don't think that's right. But, you know, they need to, I would say that we should request exactly why they won't change their bylaws. And I understand that Richard, you and I have spoken, that usually whoever takes a spot of a prior county supervisor, whether that be because of an election or whether that be because of a resignation, they tend to take over that supervisor's committees, which is understandable. But we need to make sure that we have exact reasoning about why Golden Hills is saying that someone under the age of 21, because in my opinion, they can't just say someone's under the age of 21 to try and honestly set you up, Carol, to be appointed. I don't think that's good enough reason. They need to have reason behind that 21.
Reasons in the letter, Jack.
There are no reasons why the bylaw is 21.
Oh.
That was not stated in the letter. That needs to be stated. I'll call Steve today, and I'll call I don't remember the Potawatomi County Supervisor. Who is it? Potawatomi County Supervisor that's on the board.
Scott Bell.
It's Scott?
Mhm.
Okay. And I know, like Montgomery County, because that was at the reorganization meeting that Montgomery County had this prior January, they appointed a Montgomery County supervisor, but did they resign and then they appointed that old lawyer or something like that, who's not a supervisor? Yeah, so, that is a
So the
possibility.
board can pick and choose.
Yeah, the Board of Supervisors can pick and choose, not Golden Hills. Board of Supervisors can pick and choose. And if it's Golden Hills, then, like I said, in my opinion, the supervisor should be able to decide who we have as our representative, no matter who they are, based upon, whoever is a legal adult, they should be a legal adult. 18 happens to be a legal adult in Iowa. But just with the reasoning, and you can laugh, Carol, you can laugh all you want, but this is the facts. We need to make sure we make an educated decision here, not one based on emotion. And whether that be any board, what is their educated reasoning behind a bylaw of 21?
Well, I have to say this, Jack, there's other boards that have said the same thing to me, that they still have reservations about having someone 18 years of age sitting on a board making decisions for multiple counties, multiple people. Their biggest problem is you're quite young.
Mhm.
We're trying to be nice about this. I won't say what some of them said.
No, it's okay. I'll make a rebuttal.
So this could lead to a lot of problems for us coming up in reorganization here on different boards.
Yes, it could.
And, I don't know, Lonnie, you want to table this for now or what?
Yeah, it's a discussion only, so there's
Yeah,
nothing
you
to vote on.
can't take action on it until we do the reorg.
All I know is that we all know what the reaction by the community of Mills County will say, and what their reaction will be if they get told that the member of the public, legal member of the public who was elected in a fair election, came first in a Republican primary and came second in the general election. And now these boards are saying that, well, you have the confidence of the voters of Mills County to serve on the Mills County Board of Supervisors, but you don't have the confidence to represent Mills County as one vote on these boards. I don't think that's going to be a good reaction by the public. So I think we just need to be very slow and cautious with what we do.
So we're not supposed to respect the other boards like Golden Hills, MAPPA.
Oh,
any other boards?
absolutely.
We're not supposed to respect what they ask this board to do.
We should respect it, but then they also have to understand that we are elected, and we're supposed to represent the people of Mills County. So no matter what, whether my age is 18 or not, or any other reservations, saying that an 18-year-old can serve or not serve is making, in my opinion, and I've talked to Christy about this, it'd be like making, saying that only a certain person under a certain age can serve, which that's not legal. It'd be saying that only a certain person of a certain background can serve, which to my knowledge, no county boards does that, things of that nature. So I understand that we have to respect the decisions of these boards, but they also have to understand and respect the will of Mills County, since we are asked to be a part of these organizations. Now, I'm not saying that I need to be appointed to Golden Hills. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is it should be a supervisor appointed to Golden Hills, and whoever that supervisor is, they should be respected by Golden Hills or any other organization. I just want to briefly say, because we haven't talked about it in detail, what other organizations are saying this, because I know it was told to me that MAPPA was saying this, and when I called them, that was not true for the MAPPA Finance Committee, because I called the director myself. And he said that simply was not true, that someone of your age could not serve. So let's make sure that we have all the information available to us and that we can make an educated decision come January 2nd. That's all I recommend.
So, Jack, when I sat on that board of the finance, they did not want an 18-year-old to be sitting on the map of finance, which is in millions and millions and millions. And I won't go into the comments and the discussion and the remarks, but you're gonna, I mean, that's what it is today.
No, that's
But it's hard
absolutely.
to book a room. Motels won't book an 18-year-old. You're gonna have a tough way to get through this, let me tell you. And people are already starting to wonder what is going to happen.
Well, to be honest, because, you said that, and I'm not gonna get very personal there, all my dirty laundry, but, that was told to me after it was told to me before the Republican primary, I won that. It was told to me after the Republican primary, and people had many choices in the general election, and they still chose that they wanted to elect me as their supervisor, as well as Lonnie. There's a reason we got 70% of the vote combined, because people had confidence in us.
That's kind of like beating a dead horse. The issue is here, these boards that have contacted me and evidently Carol are telling us what they want. I'm not worried about what the people here in Mills County voted. I realize.
I am, because they're who we represent, Richard.
Well, and I understand that to a sense, but we still have to respect these boards of other counties and other organizations. We didn't set the rules, we didn't set the bylaws, I don't know, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, but we have to go by them.
Well, as
Do we break
mentioned,
them?
bylaws can be changed. As Carol
Then
said,
you're
they
gonna
voted
have
to
to
not
go to
follow
them
the
and have them
bylaws.
changed, not up to us.
And I can work on that. I can work on that. I don't know why you're laughing, Carol. I'm a
Wow.
duly elected member of the Board
You
of
just cannot
Supervisors.
imagine.
And come January 2nd, I'll be sitting in your spot, so I think I deserve a little bit of respect, because I was elected just like you were elected 8 years ago, and just like you were elected 4 years ago. I have given you a lot of respect. I deserve respect too, because the voters of Mills County voiced their opinions, and that's what we have to go off of.
I understand that, Jack, but
I
like
appreciate that,
Richard
Carol.
said, these boards are not going to change for one person. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's gonna be,
Well,
and you better suck it up, because they're not gonna change. So,
there will
you
be
better-
conversations.
oh, okay.
There will be conversations, and as it should be, there should be an open dialogue. They've never had to run into this problem before. There's never been a supervisor, in this area who was elected at my age, and to my knowledge, there hasn't been a supervisor from this area who was elected under 21. You said there might have been one from southeast or northeast.
He was 22 years old when he got elected.
Yep, but that's over that age of 21. So it's never a problem that we've had to go into before, but you and I have talked about this, Richard. It's kind of, I got to kind of play devil's advocate, because I'm sure I won't be the last one elected in Southwest Iowa that is under the age of 21. That's all I have to say on this matter. But
Okay. Good discussion.
very good.
Board. You're up.
Morning.
Morning, Jill.
I know.
Back for money again.
I'm after the minute, aren't I?
Get it in while it's good.
There you go. Okay.
This is what you talked about.
Yes,
last
this
week.
is what we talked about last week, and the two scanners are the ones that work better with our dock locator. Right now, we're kind of limping along with the El Chico Brothers ones, and they work part-time, sometimes they don't work. I've got one that falls apart, so I've been waiting for
Duct tape?
it. Yeah, well, it's almost to that. It's almost to that. So Patrick said he could do that. we're also doing a desktop. It will probably replace the one I'm using because, and yes, I should have done this a long time ago, but I wasn't ever offered ARPA money before, so. And so then.
Oh, I thought we offered every department if they needed some ARPA money. Oh, I'm sorry, we were told that.
And then the last one is a new laptop, not a laptop, yeah, the micro or what is it? Microsoft Surface Pro. I got mine at the same time you guys got yours. So Patrick said we're gonna have a big update here that we need to go a little bit further with. So I thought I would get that for the new person that is coming in to replace me.
We did figure the 5311.
Yep.
I would make a motion to approve the request from the treasurer for use of ARPA funds for computers and scanners for 531170.
And this is with the help of Patrick, right? So he
Yes. He is the
has
one.
the same company.
Yes, he is the one who has the bid for me and everything, and he said I should have it by the end of this year. I did it over.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And then you walk away. And I second that.
Then a motion made and seconded to approve purchase of computers and scanners for the Woods County Treasurer's Office in the amount of $5,311.70. Any further discussion, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And then I do have one CD that is due by the end of this month. It is $1,101,758.14. When I had it in last year for 12 months, I had 5.25
Woo-hoo!
on it. But that has come to a screeching halt.
For now.
I begged and Chris, no, 4.25. He said everybody else is at 4, and I looked at the bank, Lone State Bank, when I went over there, and their board is at 4, so we're 4.25 on a million. I mean, I know 0.25 doesn't sound like much, but we're talking about it.
And this
It
is
ends up- No, this is Malvern. Chris is Malvern Bank. So, and then I have like 3 that will become due January and February, and again, 5.5 and 5.0, but it's probably gonna be maybe, who knows?
We don't,
It's probably gonna be maybe 4.
there could be a shakeup at the
Right,
nomination and, speech and stuff is made, so.
so,
40 grand.
so when we're budgeting, I'm going to help Melissa with the budget, and when we're budgeting, we'll need to bring that down a little bit, hopefully we'll
Well, it was
still.
good money while it
It
lasted.
You've
was.
done well over the years.
It
So we
was.
really appreciate it that you, you brought a banker to town.
How can you complain?
Yeah,
He says, I'm gonna get some of that county money yet.
you know,
So I says, well, all you gotta do is bid up.
yes, you
And
do.
I says, you can't do it out of county. He said, well, I'm on the edge. I said, yeah, but
But you still were, whoa, he was like 2%
Yeah.
lower
Pretty
on
low.
almost all of them, so yeah. So, and the Glen State and Malvern Bank both been just super to work with. They have just been super. The 2 I have at Glen State are both 5.25. For 13 months, they were both 13
Oh,
months.
13 months.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Well, they've got all the Crouch's money, so how can they lose?
So. You got any questions for me or my office or anything?
I can't believe you don't have any mobile homes for us to abate.
No, I still have one that I'm trying to work on, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, Jill, you sent me the last of the tax people that are behind on their tax.
Oh, that's the
Tax
county
sale.
health, yeah, county health tax sale. That's what I spoke about last week. Those were the names of the people, 17 or 19 of them were country estates, which
Country Estate, that's
Yes.
right. Where is that?
is the one that's up by,
Lungi,
yes,
that's the one.
yes.
Okay.
That's the one we spoke about, trying to get public health to help get in and
And have they?
No, they passed it on to the DNR, and the DNR, it just, yeah.
And then, Craig Havoc,
Hancock,
Hancock,
he's the guy that owns the trailer park. Part of them are country,
the Fences Trailer Park?
no, same thing, country estates.
Oh,
Part of the trailers are his, part of them are other people's, but the name of the trailer park is Country Estates.
oh, got it,
So,
all right.
and I don't know, that one in Malvern that FS is parking the propane tanks, or their anhydrous tanks on. I mean, that might be something to look into. I mean, if they're already using it.
Yeah.
And see what we
Check
can
on
come up
tax
with,
bills.
get something going there. The other one
I
is
think
that,
they, believe it or not, I think they have a house sold, or, you know, it's got lots for sale and stuff. I was trying to read in the dust storm the other day, and I thought the sign said so.
Oh,
It's on the new road.
oh, the Wabash Landing?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
I don't think they've even got the water lines down yet, do they?
I-
They don't.
That's what I thought. Last time I went by there,
I'm
it,
trying to figure out how, they've got so many things upside down, crossways.
well, Gary told me one day last week, they were hauling dirt out of that place by us like
Oh,
crazy.
they was running 3 loads, 3 big semis Saturday, constantly.
so they got
And
the AOK.
I am
that started
surprised
again?
somebody has not called DOT and said,
Wow.
come and weigh these trucks.
Well, and the other thing is that drive is just, it's dangerous. It is dangerous. So the only saving grace I have is I leave early now and, because
Get out of the way.
they won't let them start till 7. So
And where are they going with all this dirt?
to this Wabash Landing. Because first they took a bunch of dirt off, now they're putting a bunch of dirt back on. And it's a swamp. It's a swamp.
Chill.
It's a swamp.
I
So,
hate to say it, I've seen it as high as, water in there as high as they have the dirt.
Mhm.
I mean, they are more or less level with the street. If you
Mhm.
take an eye shot, I have seen water clear up to the street out of Silverton.
Yep.
So,
It's been a
Are
few
they
years
safe?
back,
No.
but no. I wonder if they'll make them have flood insurance too.
putting sugar clay down and putting a cement slab to hold the house on,
It's gonna
Let's
be
see.
slipping.
It's gonna be interesting. And those are the same ones that people don't realize they're gonna, even though they can get in it for 175 with the 100,000 from the federal grant, they're still gonna be taxed on 275.
so it's gonna go up now, 3 1/4.
Yeah.
They still get their $100,000 off and stuff. And then you gotta live there 5 years, you have to be,
So when the governor had set up this program, it sounded wonderful, but the people didn't realize they were gonna be taxed for the real value.
I have had a few people, I've had someone call me from Glenwood and I also had somebody call me from Malvern that was the exact same thing when I told them where they could go find the estimate and for what taxes would be, and that was on the year before's levy. And they said, and in Malvern, I don't know about everybody else, I'm sure it's everywhere else too, our insurance, mine doubled from what it was. And so, okay, you've doubled your insurance, you're gonna pay $5,000 in taxes. They said, we
Can't do it.
can't do it, because like you said, it's a certain income, I can't remember what they told me the income was.
55 was the number here.
Was that what it, I'm sure it's probably the same thing, because it's that same
Program.
CD.
Yeah.
Grant, so.
well, what people have asked me, they said, well, what about the military people that can move in there? He might be there for 2 years and have to move. Does he
Sure.
get penalized and stuff? I says, I don't know. It's a.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It was a good idea, but it just wasn't thought through, so. So,
Poor people.
see, they're what, in their 3rd year or 4th?
they were supposed, because I was worried when we were trying to sell our house, I said, we'll never get our house sold with these low, because so that, it's gotta be at least, I think it's 3 years now, maybe.
There's,
Because I was concerned about selling my
It's
house.
it's set for almost 8 months without any,
Nothing was done.
nothing was done.
Then it got shut down when we shut down the dirt hauling and that put them behind.
3 months.
Mhm.
So Mr. Wright just hasn't done things properly.
Well, I'll tell you, they've got quite a hold up now. Really,
What are they gonna do?
I don't know. I really don't know, so.
Wow,
Okay,
interesting.
it is very interesting.
thank
Well, you have a very Merry Christmas.
You too.
Are you headed for Des Moines or the Des Moines kids
No,
coming
they're,
to you?
everybody's coming to us on Saturday the 28th, so,
Oh,
yeah, it's after Christmas. You know, you gotta work around
I know.
in-laws and
Yeah.
So we're
outlaws.
doing, yeah, we have so much family in town that we're gonna.
If we change,
We can't.
It gets
get them
hard.
along.
We'll go there. I'm just trying to get the signboard down and we'll get them.
Yeah,
That way we
and
can
that's-
also approve and
And that's what I said, it doesn't matter what day.
Yeah.
I said to Gary, it gives us 2 days this week to get, decide what we're gonna, Tom said he was getting groceries, I said, what can we bring?
I just thought they're approved, let's sign them and that way you know.
Too early yet.
Well, I feel a lot better
A
about
lot of time.
it.
So,
I mean,
You're off,
started.
you're doing very well getting things in the paper.
I said,
People
Gary,
are
we need to get up and get ham lunch.
Really keen.
Really?
Good to
And
hear.
Well,
I
let's see
haven't
what we
either. I
spend
wasn't
money
about to
on,
go.
where it's going, and
do you know how nice it was?
Believe it or not,
Sunday
I
afternoon,
have 3
we
people
had
that
trucks and stuff off the
We-
stop.
them,
There were probably
and
12
they
cars
called
between Mulholland's and Tita.
I
There were
don't
probably
care. I
6
mean,
cars on the
into
other side of the
right,
street.
and Even the,
Wow.
Quincy was having a bourbon tasting. He had 4 or 5 cars in front of his
well, they
place.
set and read
And then the
little
gym
circle thing.
and his class
They don't
was closed.
like.
They probably had 3 or 4 cars there. Malvern's, Main Street has not looked like that
Good.
forever.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
And then the daycare center, that's looking nice.
Yes,
They're
they've really,
fixing that road and
they've really done a lot of work down there.
yes, they have.
They really have. They
Very nice.
cleaned up that trailer park area and got all those trees out of there. And are they still talking about putting apartments
Yeah.
in there?
What's the guy that runs the funeral home up here?
Oh, Erickson,
Erickson.
Scott Boothie, Adam Boothie.
Boosie, them two there are going to put on I can't quite, I don't know, they're gonna park around it, but where they cleared the trees back behind, that's all supposed to be brought down to a certain slope so they can make a parking lot back there for all
Oh.
the tenants. It's supposed to be a rather large
Well, that's a pretty,
two-story.
that's a pretty good sized lot there.
Yeah.
I mean, what, but
Goes
they
all the
took
way
what,
up- goes all the way to the road.
5 trailers off of there? Is that what they did? They took about 5 trailers off of
It'd be
there?
nice.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, already it looks nice, getting all
Oh,
that
yes.
junk out
Well,
of
and
it.
that was one of Kate's biggest,
Yeah.
biggest things that she wanted.
Get it
And,
out.
and I understand completely.
I love their sidewalk they're putting in. Have you seen it? It goes down past the old FS building. That's like 6 feet wide.
Uh-huh, yes,
Right, right.
yes. Yes, it will be nice. It will be nice.
Town's growing.
You let me know when the meeting's over this, so I can come back and. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Say your piece already.
any open discussion anyone wants?
I have something real quick. I've been doing a little research and those LACCF funds do need to be spent, I believe, by December 31st, 2024. Since you guys have already stated that you were gonna find a kid's place, I think it would be a good idea to use that 100,000 towards your first payment for kid's place. And have that check ready for approval on the 27th and the
Amber, is it 100,000 every year through that
No.
No, that's it.
LA?
That's it. No, this will be, once we do this, ARPA, LACCF, everything will be done.
It's LTCF.
LACTF. CTF. Lincoln, Adam, Charlie, Tango, Foxtrot.
Military, I know,
Dispatch.
been a few years.
I learned it. But I'll put that on the agenda and we'll have a check.
Yeah.
That just makes it clean and easy and we can just get that.
I have a question, what do we have lined up for the 6th? Did you know, are we supposed to meet with Mr. Galloway or something that day?
7th, I believe. I'm just going to be on the 7th.
having a
Seventh, there was
close-
a lot of stuff you
So the
guys.
seventh, we'll be full on the seventh. Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
I have to know what's going on. I'm supposed to give blood
Okay.
at 1:30 and it's my 8-gallon point, so
Oh my gosh, Richard.
I couldn't get this last go around because I had surgery on my bicep, so I'm,
You're out for a while.
I'm back eligible now, so. My daughter sits on one of the schools, she's one of the, the helper them, so I do help her.
Okay,
That's
so
wonderful.
Galloway is doing a closed session with us on the seventh, so we don't
on
have
the
any
7th,
Yeah.
so the 6th is free, okay?
so far.
Okay.
I'll make sure I'll try not to schedule anything for on the fifth.
And are you getting us calendars or do we bring our own?
Whatever we've done past.
Well, they would provide each one of us with a
Okay. Okay. Yep.
advanced
I'll
calendar.
get those over today. If they're not already, they might already done it, but I'll check. Okay.
Yeah, it's good. I just said we need calendars.
I'll work on that. On my list.
We have a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion.
Second.
9:35, close enough.
37.
9:07?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.